All right, guys, welcome to the end of season review. We're going to put together today, Mikey, our bag of best in class. Not necessarily from what we think would be for us.
Right.
Obviously, what's best in class, we have in our bag. That's, we're either fit into it, we've chose it, whatever it may be. But across the 12 months, we have enough of our own sort of knowledge and information. We have some data from sales. We have a lot of test data as well on the channel that we've tested products against one another, and we've had clients in, we've done, follower fittings, etc., club fit roulette. We put together 14 clubs, put together a little set. We had a little discussion about it.
Debate?
A little debate, not too heated, but there was enough. You raised your voice once and I put you back in your place, calm down. So we're going to start at the very, very top. We were unanimous in this. We did think about one other driver, but we did say, when it comes to you guys, the masses, and us to relay the message of what was the driver of the year, we believe it was.
Yeah, I smoke Max.
Yeah. I think there'll be some people who will say, not a G430 10K, not a GT3.
Yeah.
Those are just about the other end of the spectrum.
Correct.
Right? GT3 is enough towards a certain type of player. 430 10K is enough. And then right in the middle of that, if we're talking about something that goes out to the masses, if you're going to go and buy a driver, you've got a safe bet with this.
For fits, totally adjustable. Obviously, in here, I've put as heavy as a 14-gram weight forward.
Comes with a 7.
It gives us kind of best of both worlds. It's got a nice footprint to it. It's been super popular for us in the Bay.
Yeah, really, really like it. So Paradigm AI Smoke Max would be the driver of the year for us. Stayed in the family. This was
the debate.
This was a bit of debate. You started talking a little bit of nonsense, and that's when I had to kind of slap you about
Fairway Wood of the year, AI Smoke Max again.
Yeah, we done best of series recently, and we hit GT2, we hit G430, and then we threw in obviously AI Smoke. Yeah. The Max model.
It stood out, it performed.
And it blew the other two away, to be
100%.
honest. It surprised me a little bit in the test. It really did. But the one I would have liked to have tried, I've seen it on tour, the 13.5 in the Max head. Yeah. I would love to have tried that one, yeah. I think for me, knowing the way I get a little bit outside with it, I could probably get the 3 being a bit launchy, even at the -1 setting. So, for me, I think if you're going to go in and get a driver 3-wood combo, you can keep it in the family.
100%.
You definitely can. All right, we're outside the family.
Hybrido.
It's a hybrid.
I mean, this has been, I feel like, the #1 hybrid for the last
G410.
5 years, 6 years, 7 years.
G400 was really good, although it wasn't adjustable. G410, G425.
Having the flat setting,
I
think makes a big difference, especially for people that don't love a hybrid, but you're trying to find a club maybe to fill a gap and something that sits a bit flatter for people that are always worried about hybrids only going left. These have been so good.
I would personally say other companies have dropped the ball a little bit in the hybrid department. I don't think Callaway have had a great hybrid. I don't think Titleist. I think Titleist have had a good hybrid. I actually liked 816 and 818 more than I like TSI and TSR.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And obviously there's something coming, to fill out the GT family. I just feel like, to be honest, the competition has not been there for G430, and I hope that changes. Yeah. Because that stands alone.
Yeah, I think
really, really stands alone.
Again, this fitting high handicaps, low handicaps, like the range is so large.
Easy one. This one was a bit of a challenge in terms of the irons. This would be easy to go a few different ways, to be honest, though. You really could.
Yeah, I mean, we both agreed at the end that 245 has been
incredible. When
it first came out, we tested it. It was impressive.
Yeah, I remember that first test day.
Yeah, I mean, it's sleeker. It looks really good, top line, and they're hot, but they still have a bit of spin, which is nice.
Yeah, they do. They're easy to get up in the air. I think the golfer that's going to come in and want to play something that looks like that, but they need something with a little bit more under the hood. We talked a little bit about Apex Tie Fusion.
Yeah.
we like that one. Cost, though, was something that, how can we really say it's the best of the year when it's going to be so cost prohibitive for so many people? That wouldn't be a fair thing. I think if it came down to it, and they were this, if we put a blanket over it, that might be my favourite iron I've tested of the year, the Thai Fusion. But I just don't think you can give it that place at that price.
Right.
I think you have to be mindful that it's just, it cuts so many people out of the equation. The other one that we threw in the mix was T150.
I mean, it's done well for the last year and a bit. So
incredible.
Tons of people fit into that. But yeah, those two, I would say, neck and neck.
Definitely. Wedges.
It's
Not a difficult one, really, is it?
It's not a difficult one. I mean, SM10, obviously, for the bounce, grinds, finish offerings, you can go into WedgeWorks and get some really different, bounce and grind. If for a fit, it makes a fitter's job easier.
Yeah. I think you make the point about the grinds, and that's a big part of it. I think people are so synonymous now with what an F grind is, what an S grind is, an M, even the specialty ones, the V and the L and the T, and get into some of those. I think when other companies try to do that, it becomes confusing.
Yeah,
what's
I agree.
a W grind? What's what's their C grind?
Yeah.
What's an X grind?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even think we really remember that well. This,
Totally. If someone told you, the loft and the bounce on a Vokey right away, it's an M, that's an S, which is, they've done a good job educating everyone on that kind of stuff. Yeah. So
I would say put a fitter to work with a full fleet of Vokey wedges. You're going to walk out with some really high performance wedges. And I think they've just built out the whole wedge system so perfectly.
Totally, 100%.
No other company stays as consistent to their messaging as what Titleist do. And it's not that as a one-off wedge it performs that drastically different from everything else, but it's all the other parts as to what makes a complete wedge family is what gets it so right about a Vokey.
Yeah, good point.
And the Vokey line. And it's trusted, and whether you like it or not, placebo is a real deal thing. So if somebody's using a Vokey versus somebody's using something else, throw in the mix a company that maybe have been a bit hit or miss with wedges someday. I would call out TaylorMade. I would say MG4. I liked MG4.
Yeah.
I didn't really like MG2 and 3.
No, me neither.
So, for me, when I tried MG4, it's wow, I like this, but am I going to not like it at some point? I've never thought that about a Vokey. So, but that's me. That's in my own, mental midget mindset that I can start to doubt what is actually a really good product.
Yeah.
Okay, last but not least, Michael, in the putter department.
I think if we didn't pull a lab...
You were ready to sing me a song there? You could have that up.
If we didn't pull a lab, I think we'd be doing ourselves a disservice. DF3.
Putter of the year.
Lab, I mean, the amount of, I'm speaking for Canada here, the amount that we have sold of DF3 and Mez is, I haven't seen a putter sales like that since a putter brand we used to sell when we first started. And people are going, sky's the limit, full custom. They're throwing in TPT shafts. I think this kind of marriage between this head and the TPT shaft has been super popular. So, yeah, I mean, every time, I don't have one, but every time I roll one, I'm like, oh, I could use a DF3.
You can't escape it right now, whether you're into YouTube golf and you watch, George and Wesley Bryan, Pete Finch. I think there's a few other guys. I think maybe James Robinson had one for a little while. But there's a lot of people in that world. There's players in the PGA Tour, and they're flocking to it, to be honest.
Lots of live guys too.
Yeah, you've got Phil, obviously plays around with it. You've got Ricky, who's been using it. There's lots. But the big story about this putter this year in Lab is the amount of big OEMs who are trying to capture what this has within its essence and its soul.
Yeah, it's been a busy couple months with a few OEMs coming out with something to...
Square to square.
Yeah, replicate what this is doing. And some have done a good job at it, and some, there's been some heated debate online of does it work? I mean, we've done some testing on all the models, and we always find these always come up on top.
Yep. So this is 14 clubs of the year. I would go as far as to say, for me, that's product of the year.
Totally. 100%.
I'd give that product of the year. 2024 has been the year of the Lab putter. One of the things I love what Sam and the team at Lab done with that, though, is they listened. I think DF the direct force 2.1.
2.1, yeah.
It was big.
Yeah, too big.
And it was a bit kind of, I don't know, there was some reasons not to use it. There's less reasons not to use this one. It's a bit more compact. For whatever reason, the shaping works now.
You can pick up the ball.
Yeah, you pick up the ball, which, you know, is actually, it's a big thing.
It's a lot for, I mean, you know, play golf with someone like my dad. I mean, it's just so much easier. He doesn't have to bend over. Might bend over and never come back up.
I know. He'll be down there next year. But I think product of the year, for me, this is it. I think they deserve it. There's more to come. There's obviously a new Oz line that's just came out, which
insert.
It looks to me like it gives them a whole new sort of element of potential. Could you start? Because the one thing with a putter like this, that maybe a fitter or, you know, someone in our world goes, what do you do with the loft? If you can't quite get the loft in, and you're always launching it and maybe spinning it, and you know, there's some elements of, you know, face being forward of shaft axis. You know, if maybe you're used to a plumber's neck or something like that. You know, and I've seen a lot of people get sort of a bit poppy with the launch angle until you explain, you know, how the grip system works and that type of thing. I think with something like an insert system, I think you could have specific lofts built into the insert. And, you know, that's something that's interchangeable in the fit. Do you want 2 degree loft insert? Do you want 1? Do you want 3? Whatever you need. It would make a massive difference. So whereas we love the torque-free nature of this, I think the other parts that we sort of extrapolate in the fitting with Quintic, when we really dive into those details, I think there's, to be honest, you know, maybe sky's the limit with this guy.
Yeah.
Is this the future of putting?
Who knows? But I know a lot of people. I feel like everyone's bought into it, but also not afraid to try it. Sometimes people look at a shape like that and they go, not for me. Yeah. But people are just let me try it, let me roll it and see what happens. So
agreed.
It's been good.
Good stuff. Okay, that is the bag of the year, 2024. Any surprises? There's not a TaylorMade club here.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a surprise.
Good point.
Who else have we not represented? We've got Mizuno, Ping,
Strixon, Cobra.
Yes, and you know, talking about, Strixon, TaylorMade, Cobra, we know what's coming down the pipeline from those guys. There's some good stuff coming.
I think this would look very different this time next year.
I would agree with that. I think there's some people really making, you know, a big push. They're on sort of full court press with the development of their technology, trying new things. We've been really excited coming back from our trip to California about what's coming down the pipeline for fitters, because ultimately the fitter's ability to unlock performance lies within the capabilities of the golf clubs themselves. So we all know, you guys now know, it's unacceptable to buy golf clubs off the shelf in 2024 as it is in 2025. You have to get fitted. So taking all of these things and going into a testing environment like a club fitting studio and putting them all through the paces and getting dialed in for you guys, it's absolutely essential. So this is our 2024 golf bag, Michael.
I love it.
Me too.
Good setup.
Excellent. All right. It's all about opinions. We'd love to hear your opinion. Let us know in the comments below. What do you think? Let us know your own list. Driver, fairway wood, hybrid, irons, wedges, putter. What's your own pick of the bunch? You know, throw golf ball in there if you really want. Was there a golf ball you found in 2024 that really changed your game? We talk about it all the time in the fittings. You know, the golf ball really shapes the fitting from a launch, spin, and speed perspective. Did you find that in your own game? We'd love to hear from you guys. It's what this channel has been all about, and it will continue, hopefully. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you again soon.